So this is for the second question in the 10th experiment, which is basically we have to create a login like login box, login panel using GUI, and if we enter like the name and password as Karunya, it should uh, print out login successful, and else it should print out login failed. So the code I've used is here. Well, import this swing. Swing is like it helps us use like labels, frames, and all that stuff from swing. And AWT this deals with the like color, text fonts, and etc. And AW.even this deals with like actual. We are clicking the buttons, and all these actions. And public class odd question. I've named this class as odd question. Extends JFrame implements action listener. This JFrame is like JFrame is where we use everything from, and private j.text field user field. This user field is where we enter the username, and this pass field is where we enter the password, and this is the login button which is like present below those two. And public odd question. In this odd question, okay, this is like the constructor we are using. Set title login form. We are like setting the title as login form, and this is the like. Size of it, and set default closer to operation like exit on close. This closes the application or the program when the close button is closed, and set location related to null. This basically like keeps the panel in the center of the screen, and panel is equal to new panel. We are creating a new panel, grid layout and panel set background. We are like creating the like whole panel thing, and we are like giving it colors and stuff. And uh, grid back constraints. This grid back constraints like deals with where the elements are placed in the panel, like alignment of all those, and GBT insert this like this insert is this is like 10 spacing between each elements, and GBC dot fill is equal to grid it fill. This horizontal defines that the element should be like filled in the horizontal way and stretched it. And username label, this is the username label we're going to create. JLabel user label is equal to new JLabel username. We are creating a label named username, and we are like declaring the font. It is Arial, and the font is bold, and it is 14. The size is 14, and it is present in the row and column 0. It is like the starting. There is row 0 and column 0. It starts there, and it is adding the user label. This user label and username field. User field is equal to new J text field 15. Okay, we are creating this one, and GBC dot grid x is equal to 1. Okay, this is the label and this is the field. This label is like the label which is going to be shown. This field is where we enter the username, and it is present in the first like the first row, and in the like the first column in the zeroth row. Okay, and panel add user field comma JBC with GBC password label. This creates the password label which as for the password. Uh, Pass label is equal to new J label password, and we are declaring the font. And grid x is equal to 0, grid y is equal to 1. Grid x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1 means it is in the first column and below the username. This username label. So it is like 1, and we are adding it. And password field, this password field is like next to the password label. So it is the position is 1 1. It is in the 1 and 1 column, and one row, and we are adding the pass field. Okay, this login button which is going to work is login button is equal to new J button. We are creating the button, and we are naming it login, and we are like actually setting the background color. The background color is this, and foreground color is this white. We are setting the foreground color to white, and we are like creating all other fonts and stuff, and that is it. And it is the grid in which the login button will be placed. It is in the zeroth column, and it is like the center. It goes to 2, and it is in the center, and width like the width of the button, and gv.anchor is equal to grid layout. Okay, it is like the login button is at the center of the panel, and add we are adding the login button. Okay, add panel, we are like adding the panel, and set visible true, we are like making the panel visible to us. And public void action performed string user is equal to user field dot get text is equal to. Okay, we're like actually getting the text in the user field. We are like getting text from the user, and it prints any white space that is present, trailing white space that is present in the name. And string password is equal to new string. We are creating the password field, and we are using get password function, and we are actually getting password from the user. So this is the if condition we are using. If user dot equals the username we are going to enter equals Karunya, and the path we are going to enter equals Karunya, it shows login successful success, and the information is like printed shown. Else, if one of this is wrong, it prints out or shows login failed, invalid user or password, and error. This prints out the error message. Then this is the okay, and that's it about. System will be invoke later to new invoke compress. Okay, we are like basically invoking this. Okay, if you run this code, username, I'm giving it as Karunya, and the password as Uh, yeah. And if we give the login button, this is like the username. We are getting the username label. This is the password label, and this is like the field, username field and password field. And login, it is like in the center position. And with this like two, I don't know, we give the width as something, and we give the login button. It creates this login successful and OK button. And if we give some other thing like give the username to be Karunya, and I'm not giving the actual password. If you give login, it prints out, I mean, it displays login failed, invalid username and password. And that is how we have completed this course.